Like, what's going on? Go home. Hello? Okay. Are we back, guys? Sorry. There we go. Sorry. It wasn't working. Where am I at? I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost. Wait, what song is that? That sounds like something like a news station would have. Thank you for the gift points.
This has been great, Bob. The only thing missing is you and Candy.
Oop, I went too far.
But don't tell people that's the only way, because if you don't have a rich uncle, that tells you...
Hold on.
To have
I'm not in the hospital.
Dear, the animation
Thank you
has
for
all
the
been
heart
done.
hands. Thank you for the gift points. Then stamp this way, stamp that way, then stamp this way, stamp that way. They're not like us. How come I can't hear that? Thank you for the gift points. 97.3 don't work. These don't work. Thank you for the heart hands. Hello. Hello. Wait a minute. Wait. Who told? Who told? Who told on me? Come on, come forward. Come on. Yeah, it's the radio. Who snitched? Why are you guys snitching, telling people I'm talking about them? Let me tell you something. I don't talk about people in a rude way. So whoever snitched, I know you snitching. I know someone snitched, because that person that I mentioned yesterday is in here. Gifting. Like, you guys gotta tell people the full story. Like, to be honest with you, and I'm being truthfully honest, the whole of the internet is hypocrites because, oh, you want to say that? Well, then you're gonna have to pay to talk now. Talk? Oh, you can't. Aw. You know what's funny is that people still call me an animal abuser even though it's not true. But yet the person who had so much pets that I had to take care of, their pets, you don't say anything about. Considering they had their cats out in the cold. But yet they're not an animal abuser. I had to take care of their pets. You know what's funny is that I feel like a lot of people are hypocritical online. Hey, for one, because it's just like the flack that I get is the same stuff that people allow other people to do. Like, how do you guys allow other people to do so much? Like Leslie being one of them. You don't go in Leslie's live stream and call her a predator, do you? Considering the fact I'm not a predator, but you keep saying that to me, but you won't say that to Leslie now, will you? That's just the stuff that I talk about. Like, some of these people be hypocritical. Oh, and there's one thing I wanted to talk about. There's this girl whose name is Sarah Rar. if you're gonna make threats towards me on the internet and you're gonna tell me that you don't care if you go to jail for hate crime, that you're telling me that you're gonna go, that you don't mind going to jail for a hate crime, or saying literally violence, like threatening violence on me is crazy when you repost. And this girl, she reposts inappropriate photos of minors on Twitter. Found that out. And she's also a Trump supporter. And she's making threats to me online while being all on a private account, which you don't want people to hold you accountable, because when people hold you accountable in the live, you don't like it. So then what do? You turn your comments off like a coward. Not your comments off. You turned your account off like a coward. You're literally hiding behind a privated account like no one can hold you accountable. If you're going to talk shit to me, turn your comment back on. Turn your account back on. Why are you hiding under a private account is beyond me. That's weird behavior. You're scary. Ain't nobody afraid of you. Literally, I'm not here to fight people. I don't fight people online. I don't understand why Sarah is making this video saying that she would go to jail behind violence and hate crime. You literally just admitted you're racist. Why would you as a person admit you're a racist in front of everyone and say that you would hate crime me? Is that crazy? Is that not crazy? And what's funny is not enough of the internet is saying anything about it. Nobody on the internet has spoken out about this girl talking about she's gonna hate crime me and do violence to me. What type of violence? Right? Because to me, that's a serious threat. And like I tell people, if you're gonna make serious threats, you better have life insurance, because I have a right to use my self-defense. I don't get why people think threatening me online is gonna scare me to get offline. You should get offline for reposting inappropriate photos of minors on Twitter. You need to learn to get offline. First of all, people call me a predator. People call me a predator all up and down this app because of a fake photo that was going around, because someone got mad. I called them an alleged groomer. And people love to run with that. But when I clear my name, when I'm able to go to court and actually clear my name, which I can't afford a personal lawyer, I was advised to get a personal lawyer, then no one's going to apologize to me. The only thing that you guys cling on to calling me a predator is literally a fake photo. You have nothing else. You have nothing else. And then you try to say corn. How many adults watch corn? That's literally saying like every single adult that watches corn is a predator. Does that make absolutely no shred of sense? Like, Jeffree Star is so sexualized. He makes everything sexual. He had that orgy pellet. No one was calling him a predator. Now, were they? Especially when he puts his sex life on there, when he was talking about that with Tana Moja and the stuff he was talking about. But yet no one wants to call him a predator. But there's lots of people on this app who literally talk about corn, their OF content, but yet it's okay for them, and it doesn't make them a predator, which it doesn't. I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying it's weird. I'm not buying Jeffree Star's pellet, and actually I didn't pay $112. I only paid $64 because Glamlight has it on sale again. It's back on sale. So I would advise you to get the Betty Boop palette. It's back on sale. Do you think I would pay $112 for makeup? No, you're out of your mind. I literally bought it on sale. I bought that Betty Boop makeup palette on sale when it was like $64. Just like the Kiss one. I bought the Kiss makeup collection on sale too. Those were both on sale. And Betty Boop went back on sale. But I can't make a video showing it and saying, hey, it's back on sale. People just assume that I bought it at $112. I literally showed that I didn't buy it at $112. I shouldn't have to show, but I did. The thing about sales is that the price goes back up. So with the Betty Boop kit, it went back up to, thank you for the heart hands. it went back up to 112. I see the difference between me and other people is I don't go on here and say there's a glitch, it's on sale, and then when you click on it, it's not on sale. There's no glitch. There's no glitch. Oh, you assumed that I watched that? Like, you're weird for that. Because someone lied on me? That's crazy. Considering the fact that she got caught doing a lot of things. Mind you, she was the very same person, or sorry, they were the very same person on Twitter that sat here and called a minor adorable on Twitter, and they had no friendship to them. And that's not weird. And considering the fact that they're the same person that told their boyfriend they forced them into a relationship, mind you, they literally admitted in their Insta story that they lied because they shared the original photo, which I have from their Insta story, that was unedited. How are you as a person gonna lie on me and then show an unedited photo because you're mad? Because I called her an alleged groomer because someone said they have proof because she got into it with Lauren. Now, let me give you a backstory about this. So Lauren is a person whose boyfriend went viral because he has autism, I believe. And he did that animatronic trend, whatever it was. Lauren has been known to be AB, I can't say the word, she's towards her boyfriend, towards him. And what I've seen of Lauren is her always drunk, fighting him, asking him for money for alcohol. He says, no, I'm not giving you money. He got caught talking to a minor, and they both chalked it up as it's the minor's fault because she knew his age and she knew better. Then she tried to befriend me because after that whole situation, when she realized, she came at me, Lauren came at me and said I was making fun of people because I said, what'd I say? She was like, oh, you are making fun of people that work hard because you said if they can't subscribe, they're broke. And I said it was a joke towards the trolls and the ones that complain about me putting it in sub only. It had nothing to do with every single person that works hard. I was not talking to those people, and people knows who I was talking about. Then after we got into it, she realized what I was saying. She apologized. She wanted to be my friend. I said, nope, you victim shamed the minor. I'm sorry. I can't bypass that. I can't forgive you for that. Like, that's unforgivable. Then Space Kitten, the person who got called an alleged groomer, got into it with Lauren, and one of Lauren's supporters started sending me stuff on Space Kitten saying, hey, did you know this about Space Kitten? Because I know you and Space Kitten have gone into it. Like, they may be they're a groomer or something. Like, and I said alleged because I didn't have any proof yet. They sent me in certain states, if you are 17 and the person is 18, which Space Kitten was 18 and their boyfriend was 17, and certain states is considered statutory rape, trigger warning. You have to get permission from the parents if you're going to engage in activities, and they consider 17-year-olds in some states as infants. I don't know what that means. So they sent me what the laws are in certain states, and in the states that they were in, that was a law, and that's what I went by. I said allegedly until I saw that, and I was like, well, I don't know enough about the law, but I read it. It's there. And then she literally told me, which people seem to bypass, because the messages are on this backup account and my main. I reposted that video again. She told me I was all cleared. So for her to go on Aunt Karen's live stream and try to say I'm a predator because I called her an alleged groomer is weird. Because you have a history of lying to people. She has a history of constantly lying to people. Day in and day out. Like, well, not she, sorry. They have a history of lying about people to people. One person came into my comment section and said, I still see that she's doing it again because they got accused of, or they said, I still see that they're doing it again because they accused me of stealing their artwork. And they didn't tell their fans I didn't steal their artwork. They just let their fans believe I stole it. And I was like, bro, to me, that is so cowardly. And then she caused this hellfire with me, making these false claims, and then just hopped up off the internet. Like, left the internet. Like, you cannot just cause me problems and leave the internet. So I literally told her, yeah, they said that they got accused of stealing her artwork when it was theirs. And I saw the whole video on YouTube. They told them, like, you need to tell your supporters that I didn't steal your artwork, and you need to tell them. They didn't say nothing. Mind you, Space Kitten left me on scene when I said, hey, you need to tell people the truth about this Predator thing, or I'm taking you to court. She left me on scene, so that's where we're at. We're going to court. Whenever I can afford a personal lawyer, which is thousands of dollars I can't afford right now, I will, to clear my name, because you're not going to make these accusations with fake photos and then try to put it on me and say that I was doing this when you were literally in DMs buddy with me, right? Because Space Kitten was being buddies with me, talking about how she likes the fact that I expose people and that I take down predators, because she's just like that. That she says that she's thankful that I'm using my platform to take these people down, but then turns around and accuses me of being one. Like, why was you in DMs being nice to me if I was such a predator? That to me is the weirdest thing ever. And I have those messages still. I can always go back to those messages and screenshot where she was literally asking if my brother was okay because he had just gotten in that almost fatal accident that killed him. Literally saying, is your brother okay? We ran it enough. Saying, like, is your brother okay? I hope everyone's doing okay. How's your mom? Literally asking how my family was, but then turn around and have the nerve to sit on a live stream and call me a predator. That's crazy. That's wild. And then now I have to deal with these predator accusations because of you. Mind you, Aunt Karen never called me a predator, so I don't know why people are referencing Aunt Karen's life as the end-all be-all when she said that watching corn does not make you a predator, and that she literally wouldn't call me one, so y'all turned around and called her a predator in the Discord. And I had that proof too. I took screenshots of that, where you literally turned around, because someone sent it to me, and you call her a predator because she wouldn't call me one. That's crazy. And then you keep running with this narrative trying to be like, well, it's true, da-da-da-da-da. And because I don't explain myself, that's crazy. When you say liking explicit content on TikTok, what does that mean? Or on Instagram, what does that mean? How many people like explicit stuff? Are you stupid? I'm a grown adult who's like 30 years old. If it's not minor stuff, then okay. But if it's grown adults that are over the age of 21, why is that an issue? You don't have an issue with these corn stars when you guys are literally talking about Mia Khalifa. Let's talk about it. Because like TikTok literally, I didn't know who Mia Khalifa was until people mentioned it. You didn't have a problem when Black China was making millions of dollars off of OF. You didn't have a problem when just Trisha Paytas was out here posting OF content. Did you now? When she was literally making OF content with her sister. Oh, but everyone wants to forget that. Oh, we love her so much. She's a Wicked fan. She's such a good person when she was literally out here making OF content with her sister. Did y'all forget that? Okay, I'll wait. That's not a predator because I'm not going to say that. There's people that literally reshare corn on Twitter, on X, that post their corn stuff on X, that are literally popular on TikTok, but you literally don't call them a predator. It is. It's not bad to an extent. It's not incestuous stuff they was doing because it's not like Fly Soldier, but I'm not going to watch that, nor would I engage in OF content. So the fact that a lot of these people, including Shorty Bae, was not called a predator for posting her content to OF. What about Leslie Clark? If you want to talk about corn and explicit content, then that must mean everyone who engages in explicit content is a predator. That sounds dumb. You cannot say that because I don't engage in explicit content. Mind you, the stuff that I was liking was from webtoons, and I didn't even look at it. I just liked it and scrolled. You're talking about something from 2020 when the pandemic was going down. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. So why are you bringing up stuff from 3 or 4 years ago? And trying to paint that as proof that makes me a predator when people like all explicit content on TikTok. On Instagram. There's so much explicit content on Instagram, it's hard to avoid the stuff. Especially because pages that I followed for certain things turned into promoting OF content. Like OF girls that post on Instagram, which I didn't like them for that. One of which was an account called Chorus, which they were posting covers. They were posting people that sang cover songs, right? They were posting people that were very talented people. All of a sudden, their content switched, and now they're posting, follow this girl for her spicy OF, follow her for her spicy Instagram stories. I didn't follow them for that. There's a lot of accounts that switch their content to that I never followed them for. And I unfollowed those accounts because I'm like, I didn't follow you for this. If you want to talk about people liking explicit content, that doesn't make them predators. That's literally the stupidest thing. You're just trying to say that because it's me that you think I like explicit content, that I'm a predator, but it only extends to me. Everybody else is not a predator. I'm the only rare person that likes that you said likes explicit content that's a predator. That's weird. But for everybody else, it's perfectly fine. Like, I watched people sit. There was this one dude I watched sit literally in a live talking about a child, mind you, a minor child, someone's stepson, in a live stream that was about me, literally talking about how her son, because she said, I went into his room and his room smells weird. And this guy who is not even related to the child had the nerve to say, I think he's, trigger warning, I think he's touching himself. I think he's at that age where he's exploring himself. Like, why would you literally go on a live stream and say that? And no one said that was weird until somebody, an account, pushed them to say it was weird. The Discord sat there and said nothing while they watched that guy say that. And literally someone said, let's change the subject. They didn't drop him, mind you, and they didn't remove him and allowed him to stay up while he talked about somebody else's adoptive child that is not even his. And it's so weird. And yet the Discord wants to call people predators, but they literally had Leslie in their Discord. They had Nova in their Discord. They had several minors get groomed in their Discord, but yet they want to call people predators, and they didn't do anything about it except remove the person and say that it was over with. That's not how it works. You have to contact the parents. You have to tell them what happened to their child so their child could get help, and seek therapy, because that is traumatizing. Now they're going to live with this trauma until they get older and realize they need to go to therapy too late because you didn't do anything about it. Just removing the person does not mean that that's it. You have to do way more than that. And you're not doing way more than that. You are literally not doing enough. You're doing the bare minimum. You put people's children in danger and then you don't say anything about it. And it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. I wasn't in chat rooms with minors. If you're talking about that Zoom call, I don't think a minor can go by themselves to the gym. And literally, if you're in the gym, when you go to the gym, you have to be 18 or older. And plus, a lot of those people that I was in with, they were grown adults. So I don't know why you're talking about minors. You want everything to be about minors so bad, and it's just so weird because considering the fact that those were not minors in the chat room, those were grown adults that I was literally talking to. Funny, but okay. Like, why are you, like, if you feel that strongly, why don't you reach out to those other people in the group chats that were adults and say, hey, why was this minors in the group chat? Because I didn't control the Zoom. I'm not the one who ran the Zoom. Mind you, most of those people had jobs. Some of them went and did their own laundry. A lot of them literally were not underage. So I don't know what we're talking about. Like, you just love to make stuff up. And literally the one on Instagram, which I'm going to talk about the one on Instagram. If you're talking about the Instagram chat, why don't you tell people, since you and your generation of younger people will literally cause people to unalive themselves? You won't talk about that now, will you? Do you feel like the younger generation of minors can come to you for stuff? No, you would clown them until they harm themselves. You literally told me to harm myself. So what makes you think that these young people are going to be able to go talk to you about the problems they're having with their parents? Mind you, it's not anyone's business, but several of those minors that were in group chats with adults, which I never made friends with the minors, let's be honest. Some of the friends from that group chat with Justin were literally some of the ones that were adults I made friends with. Mind you, that one of them I still follow, that is verified on TikTok. And is in their 30s, mind you. Okay. And the other ones, one girl was having issues with her parents, and we had to make sure she was okay. Another one having issue with her parents too, and trigger warning, in an abusive relationship with her parents, because obviously she couldn't leave. She's a minor. How is she gonna make a way for herself? How is she gonna make a living when she's a minor? Another girl who obviously was my moderator, several of them, one girl kept getting bullied by people and had to ask me to tell people to stop. She got bullied online. And obviously she wanted to hurt herself. So what do you think? I'm supposed to just let someone hurt themselves? I'm supposed to just let someone harm themselves because they're a minor and say, hey, I can't talk to you? If they reached out to me asking for help because they want to harm themselves, okay. And the other person who was a moderator of mine had cancer and got bullied for it. So I said, hey, don't let these people get to you. They reached out to me because they felt that way. You as a person don't know nothing because your generation pushes people to unalive themselves. Thank you for subscribing. And then you want to sit here and expect people to come to you. If that's the case, this younger generation, like Gen Z or people that are minors, need to make it accessible for other minors to have conversations with you without you bashing them to unalivement. And you love to sit here and bring up stuff from Musical.ly days? Like, it is so weird. Like, it's so weird. If I didn't have a personal, I never went outside and had personal conversations with those minors that was inappropriate, unless it was one time when this girl went into our group chat and catfished as a gymnastics person going to the Olympics, and we literally all had a conversation about removing her. And we were all trying to figure out, because I had notified them that we were all being catfished. I said, this girl is faking being in the gymnastics, and for our safety, I had to let them know, because we don't know who this person could be. We don't know who this person is behind the screen that is pretending to be a girl in gymnastics. It could have been some older man. We don't know who it is, and for their safety, I had to let them know, hey, no, I wasn't catfished by a minor. It was somebody who was claiming to be a girl in gymnastics. We don't know who was behind the account. We don't know if it was an old man. We don't know who it was. What happened was she reached out to me asking if she could join the group chat. So I talked to people and said, is it okay if this person joins? She gave someone that we all supported a lot of gift points. She was very supportive. And that group chat was not for interacting with minors. It was for supporting the main person who was in that group chat. And he was in there. So we would talk about helping him with stuff like his book, helping him with his music, literally giving him ideas, talking about important stuff to support somebody. It was not about literally talking to minors. That's why people are so like being weird. And the only people I made friends with were the adults, not the minors. I didn't have personal conversations outside with minors. Just like any group chat that literally has minors in it for support. Like if you have a Discord, right? And let's say a large content creator is like, hey, I have this Discord. You can't tell them no minors allowed, because then this is the issue. Like, people are going to have to start removing minors. And if that's the case, they ain't going to get no support. Like, you're telling people to not support somebody. That's what you're doing. And literally, they can't stop who supports them, right? And in a sense, they're going to have to do that, because then people in their chat are going to be labeled a predator because, Anyways. So then what happened is that she joined the chat. Next thing you know, I found out, because I did some information, some digging, and found out that somebody called her out for catfishing. Whoever it was. I don't know if it was a her. I don't know if it was a him. I don't know who was behind that account, to be honest. They were in this account, and they literally, I found the original photos, and I said, what is this? Then she made an apology, wrote the same apology to every single person that was in the group chat, talking about how she was so sorry she catfished. She didn't think she could be herself. She came up with this persona. I don't know if it was a she. I don't know if it was a he. I don't know who was behind that account, because I didn't see the real person. All I saw were videos of some girl who was in gymnastics talking about she was going to make it to the Olympics, because she showed us a legit photo where it says, like, not make it to the Olympics, but it was like finals to go up to the Olympics or something like that. We saw photos that seemed real to us, but she was sharing somebody else's photos. She, he, whoever they were. And then, I don't have IMVU, so my IMVU got hacked when I was younger, so I don't have that anymore. Yes, IMVU still exists. There was 40-year-olds in IMVU when I was on there, and I was 16 years old. And 40-year-olds trying to interact with me, so yeah, my IMVU got hacked, and I never made another one again. Someone told me to make another one a long time ago. He was one that was supporting my page. I said no. Mind you, it's for everybody, technically, because it's like Sims, sort of, but real life. But for me, I got hacked when I was younger, way younger, when I was a teen, and I never made another one again. So, yeah, you have to be 16 in order to make an IMVU anyways. You can't make one unless you're 16. So if you're trying to say minors on there, I made mines when I was 16. So, yeah, for IMVU, you can't make unless you're 16 and older. I was 16, so I made one. So, try again. Like, I was a minor when I made that. I played that, and I played Miss Bimbo, and I also had a Moshi Monsters. You guys remember that one? I had Club Penguin. Like, I was a teenager, like, hello? What did I do in IMVU? I liked IMVU because I could decorate my room, because I loved watching. There was this girl in high school that used to play Sims. And if you know about Sims, you can build your house, right? You build the type of house you want. And I always loved designing, building houses, things like that. That's what I mostly did on IMVU, was build, chat with people, and that's about it, I did have relationships with people on there, I'm not going to lie, but it never went to the extent of what I know you can do on IMVU, because I've seen it when I went into chats where I thought they were chats for things and it wasn't what it was. I didn't do any of that. I just decorated my house. Mind you, I like the clothes. I liked dressing up my character because I really loved Sims when I was a teenager. I saw someone playing Sims and I was like, hey, I like Sims. I want to play Sims. So I couldn't, because obviously we couldn't afford at that time. Like, they played on the computer and I couldn't afford anything at the time. Besides, the only systems I had was a Wii and a PlayStation 3, but we really couldn't afford like very expensive games. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, Sims was expensive. I mean, Bulletproof was expensive and my brother bought that. He was the one that was able to get stuff, because he bought Bulletproof, 50 cents Bulletproof, and that was expensive. Grand Theft Auto was expensive. There was a lot, but I didn't buy expensive games. So for me, I couldn't get Sims. And so IMVU was the closest to Sims that I had, because IMVU, you could create your Sims, and plus I was getting free coins. So you know how you get free coins? You review stuff, and I found out that you can review things and get free coins, and then I could buy more clothes, because with IMVU you had to pay money to buy clothes, and I couldn't do that. Obviously, I'm a teen, so I don't have money, and my parents couldn't afford to, like, you know how some people ask for Roblox and their parents are nice enough? My parents could barely afford, with the bills that we had. You know, they couldn't give me money to buy, you know, to buy, like, you know, I didn't have money to, like, buy the clothes. So I found this way where you can review clothes. Like, you try on clothes and then you get coins. And I kept doing that to build up coins. Then I received this notification that says I can get so many coins, a free gift, or it was something, if I give my password and my account, which is what I did. I was like, oh, cool, because, you know, what happened? That was not legit. They hacked my account. They took my IMVU. I never because I thought, oh, you know, I'm doing this, and it was on, it looked like it was on the website that I go through to get this stuff, you know, and then I got hacked. So I don't have IMVU. And even if I did, I wouldn't go there. No place anytime soon. First of all, why would I tell you if I'm getting a place if I get doxxed online? Because I don't answer you? Like, I don't have to answer you about, you assume I'm getting no place because I don't answer you. Okay, cool. I don't have to answer you. Your place is minding your business, not minding mine. So maybe you should worry about your place instead of worrying about my place. Because your place is sticking your nose in other people's business where it doesn't belong. And maybe you need to stick your nose out of it and stick it somewhere else. I can tell you where to stick it, but you won't like where I tell you where to stick it. So I would suggest you worry about where you stick your nose. Thank you. I could tell you where to shove a lot of things too, but you wouldn't like that either. So let's not go there. Oh, she's bullying. Oh, she's so mean. Oh, she's so rude. I'm so rude because I won't give people my personal information that y'all complain that I come online and tell all of my business. And then when someone else leaks my information, it's me leaking my information. That makes absolutely no sense. And some of you guys are just as brainless as Trump supporters. Like, you think that I'm going to tell people that literally I have, like, what? Almost close to 400,000 people on my backup, almost close to 100,000 on here, that you think I'm going to tell you what I'm doing to get a place? It's none of your business. If I'm filming out of a car for a long time, mind your business. You act like people choose to do stuff like this. Just like you choose to not wipe your ass correctly, but you still come on the app when you haven't wiped your ass correctly. Let's get that correct. Maybe you should worry about washing and wiping your ass correctly before you come talk to people about what they ain't doing. Hooting and hollering and being on the internet, like, for what? Like, you're worried about someone. Projection? Do you even know what projection is? Projection is projecting your feelings onto another person. How is not wiping your ass correctly a feeling? Are you stupid? Oh man, some people need to learn the definition of things before they start using it. Projection is like getting angry at someone and then saying it's their fault they made you mad, even though you got mad for something else. That's projection. Do you know what projection is? Projection is literally has nothing to do with wiping your ass correctly. It has everything to do with feelings. Wow, you clearly do lack educational skills. I read at a 7th grade reading level, and I bet you read at 5th grade. I'm pretty sure you read at a 5th grade reading level because you don't even know the definition of projection. You don't even know. You don't know what projection is, then why would you use the definition incorrectly? Projection is projecting one's feelings onto another. So let's say that I was mad because of something, right? Let's say I got mad already, but then you do something to piss me off and I say you made me mad, even though I was already mad before. That's what projection is. I projected my feelings onto you because you never made me mad. It was something else that made me mad. I know you was being sarcastic, but I know what you're trying to do. I know the sarcasm, but I flipped it as you literally admitting that you don't know what projection is. And you still don't know what projection is. Even if you're being sarcastic, you don't know what it is. So why are you playing the sarcasm when you literally don't know what it is? I had to tell you what it is. That's how brainless some people are. Y'all love to make fun of me for having the 7th grade reading level. 50% of Americans only read at 5th grade. So that's not good. Maybe you should worry about getting your reading up instead of worried about definitions you're using incorrectly. You use incorrect definitions and then you think it's so funny. Like, what's so funny about you looking stupid on the internet? I wouldn't come on the internet and look stupid. But then again, people try to paint me out to be like I'm stupid. No, you're the one looking stupid, using incorrect definitions, talking about narcissist this, narcissist that, gaslighting this, gaslighting that, manipulation this, manipulation that, racism this, racism that. You don't even know what racism is. And half of y'all sit here and say that black people can be racist towards white people. That makes no sense. And then you sit here, right, and say projection, when how is someone projecting? How am I projecting when I didn't project my feelings onto you? I didn't project my feelings of not wiping my correctly. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how that is a feeling. Some of you guys really need to go back to elementary school because, you got Jeffree Star out here being a whole racist and literally a Trump supporter, but people still say support Jeffree. After how he treats black people and he's racist, no thank you. I'll take my business elsewhere. If you can't afford a $112 makeup kit, that's on you. I didn't buy it at $112, mind you. I bought it at $64. Just say it's too expensive for you and move on. The only people who cry about things being so expensive are the ones that can't afford it. I don't gotta complain because I bought it on sale. Obviously, you should pay attention to the sales instead of telling people they buy expensive makeup kits. Maybe you should worry about spending your money correctly instead of spending it when it's not on sale. And then you want to sit here and say that I bought an expensive makeup kit. No, it's too expensive for you. That's your fault if you didn't buy it on sale. It's not my fault if you can't afford a $112 makeup collection. No one told you to buy it at $112. I linked it when it was not on sale, even though I bought it on sale. That doesn't mean I bought it at that price. Just because I linked it doesn't mean I bought it at $112. I wish I was white. Oh, coming from a white person, that's weird. I wish I was white, but you're white. So, anytime someone says you wish you were white, it comes from a white person that wishes they were black. So let's be for real. You wish you were black, huh? How can you hate from outside of the club? You can't even get in. And in that saying, in the club, we are not all fam. In the club, we are not all fam. On that, we are not all fam. You know how that saying is, or the sound? In the club, we all fam? No, we're not fam. On that part, you get left behind. You and your white persona of wearing grills, getting cultural appropriated hairstyles, thinking that you want to be like Riff Raff, tiptoeing in my Jordans, or the Jack Harlow. You want to be some white rapper version of Jack Harlow, Eminem, or Riff Raff. You want to dabble in rap like Vanilla Ice did Ice Ice Baby. Alright, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a candle. Something vandal. That's you. You wish you was black, but you will never be. Okay? We need to leave the Vanilla Ices, the Riff Raffs tiptoeing in my Jordans, the Paul Wall, what is it? Let me see your grills. I want to see your what? Yeah, your grills. Yeah, your grills. Rob the jeweler store and tell him, make me your grill. Smile for me, Dad. What you looking at? Paul Wall's not black, by the way, so, I mean, unless you want to dabble in grills. Like Jeffree Star out here getting grills. And then people are going to say, grills are not black culture. Grills are for everyone. Okay, tell yourself that. Tell yourself that, Paula Deen. Please, Paula Deen. White Southern woman that talks so nicely and made people think that she was the greatest person out there. Like, she did all these wonderful recipes and she was not a horrible person. Then got caught talking about of someone at the bank to her husband, calling them the N-word. Sure. Let's go with that one. Okay, let's go with that one. Let's go with that, Paula Deen. Oh. And because someone is Hispanic and black, they can't be black. That makes no sense. You sound dumb. I hate when people always bring that up and say, well, didn't you say you was Hispanic? Hispanic is not a race. It's an ethnicity. My race is black, dummy. You numbnuts. Like, seriously. The people that sit here and try to bring up me being Hispanic as a reason for me not being black is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because you're treating Hispanics like it's a race. Hispanic is not a race. It's an ethnicity. You can be an ethnicity and also be black. You could be white race and also be black. You can be Asian and also be black. That's very much a thing. Wow, people don't grasp the concepts of phenotypes. They just sit here and say because someone doesn't look like how they perceive black people to look, which is dark-skinned black people, that they're automatically not black. What is wrong with people? And then these are the same people that say black comes from DNA, that I need to take a DNA test to prove I'm black. The crickets are mad silent with that one because black is not in your DNA. And then gets mad at the fact that another black person calls another black person a coon, talking about, oh, that's a slur. You're insulting black people. Like, I didn't call... that's not a slur. That's not a slur. Where is coon a slur? That is literally towards black people that pander to white supremacy. Do you know where that comes from? Of course Addison Rae has a home. She's like Lana Del Rey. She makes music now. She kind of reminds me, some of her music reminds me of Lana Del Rey when she had that, what was that? That Diet Coke song? Whatever it was. Diet Coca-Cola or something. Of course a lot of these people have homes. Because they're white. And they thrive. All of those people that are like Addison Rae, Charlie D'Amelio profited off of black people dances to get to where they were. So I wouldn't even sit here and say that their success wasn't built off the backs of black people, because it was built off the backs of black people. their careers were literally built from black people. So they can't say they're self-made. They didn't self-make themselves. They did trends where they took black people's dances and didn't give them credit. And the girl who created the Savage dance did not receive any ounce of the recognition like Addison Rae or Charli D'Amelio got for doing her dance. And she created it. That black girl created it. You had Addison Rae going on Jimmy Fallon's show doing dances that she didn't create. And when people caused an uproar, like they did when Charli D'Amelio did the same thing, he had the people that created the dances in a box like he's FaceTiming them and talked to them. That was it. His let me fix the situation was, well, let me just have them in the box and talk to them. That should be good enough. That should give them recognition. They're known for their dances. They should have been able to perform their dances on The Tonight Show. No, they didn't. You know what they got? They got a box on TV, like if they're on a Zoom call with Jimmy Fallon, like if they won a Zoom call with Jimmy Fallon. It's a slap in the freaking face. All of these white creators steal and take and copy from black people and don't give them the credit. All of these transitions came from Musical.ly. If you see a transition where they said, I created a new transition. No, you didn't. It came from Musical.ly. When musers made transitions and actually got featured for their transitions they created. All of these skits that white people love to steal and take and then be like, oh, I made something original, and then they steal from black people. It's so crazy. Copying people word for word. Word for word. I'm jealous of successful people. First of all, I'm not jealous of successful people. You know what I am, though? I am frustrated at the fact that white people use black people's backs to get famous after America was built off the backs of black people. And again, they're using their white supremacy to become famous. The only reason why any of those people are famous, like Charli D'Amelio and all them, is because they did dances that came from black creators. Sorry, us black creators are not going to give them the credit. Yes, they did use that to get famous. Mind you, she was in the remake of She's All That. Mind you, I didn't watch it because I hate remakes. I hate any remakes. It doesn't matter who it was. Even if Addison Rae wasn't in it, I still wouldn't watch She's All That. Because the original with Freddie Prinze Jr., it had Freddie Prinze Jr., it had, what's his name? Matthew Lillard. It had a young, Paul Walker in it. And then, like, you know, the originals is what I watch. Just like Ghostbusters. I will never watch the new Ghostbusters. I saw it once and it was so stupid. Like, I don't care if it's women, female leads, and women supporting women. Like, I love Leslie Jones down, right? I love Leslie Jones. But that remake of Ghostbusters was trash. I don't like any remakes, and I'm tired of them remaking stuff. Okay, so she was acting and She's All That. Okay. She has music out, right? Mind you, she's popular for her music now, but how she started was doing the dances that black people created. And you cannot discredit these black people. Where is the girl that did the Renegade? Where is she at? Is she living in a mansion? I don't think so. So until black people get what they deserve, what they actually were rightfully so earned, then I don't want to hear anyone say anything about all these people have houses, all these people are successful, when they started because of black people creating trends that they took. They couldn't come up with an original thought on their own. Y'all wasn't out here calling Charli D'Amelio out when she said George Floyd's last words were that I don't want to die. That's not what George Floyd said. Literally sitting here telling people without doing research, putting Black Lives Matter in her bio like if she cared. Literally telling people George Floyd's last words were, I don't want to die. And if you don't believe me, I have that video saved in my favorites so I could go back to it and show people. Because people didn't believe me. I saved that video. George Floyd's last words were, I can't breathe. and he was crying for his mother over and over again, saying, "I can't breathe." Where did George Floyd say, "I don't want to die"? It's so tone deaf of white people to hop on the Black Lives Matter train and is still not doing anything to this day. She was terrified to take Black Lives Matter out of her profile picture because people said if she took it out, she didn't care about black people. People criticized her for it. That's why she kept it in there for a long time, not because she cared. None of these white creators care about anybody. They're all washed up TikTokers that no one cares about. Charlie D'Amelio being on in the Super Bowl with J-Lo, okay. Having a shoe brand, okay. Why was that built off of the backs of black people? Because yes, Charlie D'Amelio is a talented dancer, but she could have credited that girl for literally taking her dance. Oh, I'm racist. Okay, goodbye. I'm racist because I'm talking about white people stealing from black people. That's called colonization. That's called colonizing. Taking something that isn't yours and trying to make it yours. Like how people took streetwear, which wasn't called streetwear, mind you. It's not streetwear. That black people created this style of trend, and it's not called streetwear. It's called something else, and then turned it around and tried to rebrand it by calling it streetwear. But that's racist by pointing out how white people have taken from us for so long. And you've got people out here making millions of dollars stealing dances that were literally created by black people. No one is not knocking that Charlie D'Amelio is not talented. I'm pretty sure that Charlie D'Amelio herself, right? I'm pretty sure that Charlie D'Amelio herself could have gotten famous by being a dancer and doing like what she learned, which is dances, which is her own dances. But all of these creators ended up getting famous. They were all in a part of a house that burned down. Figuratively, not literally. That song that says, "You knew the house was burning down. I had to get out." Like, the hype house is full of washed up people that no one remembers besides some of them. Mind you, my whole issue was they only had one person of color who was a black person in their house, because I said, it's all full of white people. Which led people to make their own inclusive houses, because hype house was not inclusive for people of color. You do know that, right? When everyone was making these houses, someone made a house they said anyone is allowed. It was like people of color. I don't know if it was for black people. It turned out to be they excluded certain people, which was not nice, not good at all. But that's what prompted people to make their own influencer houses, not because they saw hype house making money, but because a lot of people of color, including black people, saw right through the facade that they will never be accepted into the hype house because they're black. That's why they made these houses. That's why they made their own houses. Oh, I'm the R word. That's literally why they have all these people have their own houses, because they knew they would never be accepted because they were black. And to be truthfully honest, they had one person who was black in their group, and I said, yeah, the token black person. They want to be like, here, see, we do accept people of color in our group. And it was only one black person. How embarrassing. And what pisses me off is people have the nerve to say predator when no one was saying anything about Nikita Dragun hanging out with all the people from the hype house. Do you know how old Nikita Dragun was when she was hanging around those people? She was the oldest one out of all of them. And no one had anything to say about Nikita Dragun being around minors. Oh, I have a place where I go shower. So saying I didn't shower is crazy. Of course, obviously, I go shower. So that's like, I have a place to go shower. I'm not prevented of showering. So there's that. She was being weird, though. There's a lot of stuff that you could look up about Nikita Dragun saying weird stuff towards them, including Noah Beck. Like, people called it out. People was calling out Nikita Dragon. Yes, she did say weird stuff around minors. I didn't say anything weird around minors. So for you to literally try to insinuate that, when have I ever said anything weird to minors? Never. And I've never had a personal inappropriate conversation with a minor. You can't say that. You're trying to allude to that. You're trying to say that, but it's not going to happen. No matter how you push this, it's not going to get pushed. I'm not going to allow it to. And when I clear my name with a lawyer, you're going to have to be all the way quiet. The Lord, I can pull up all my messages. I have every single message from years ago. I can pull up everything, and they will not see, even those group chats you try to say that have minors in it, not an ounce of anything in there was inappropriate. I'll pull it up and show the lawyer everything. You, like, if that gets brought up in court, I have no fears. I can show the judge everything and say, look, see? And it'll prove my point. Nobody can say anything. I'm not afraid of nothing. I'll show my judge all the messages. I got nothing to hide. You think I'm terrified? Why do you think I would get a lawyer if that was the case? And even if some stuff was deleted, you do know that apps save your data. So if they did want to go into my phone, they could pull up everything, even if it was deleted. So data is saved for a reason. That's why apps store your data. Because if the police say, hey, I need to see something, they can pull up your data logs. Everything that was deleted. And they could pull up the deleted stuff too. Trust me, they can do that. And nothing I deleted was anything bad. So, there's that. So no one can say, well, maybe you deleted it. Well, if I deleted it, they can pull it up. So you have no excuse. Now what do you gotta say? Now what are you gonna say? Y'all didn't say stuff when Nikita Dragon was being weird around minors, did you? And she was saying weird stuff too. And she was acting like she was one of them. She was acting like she was as young as them. Mind you, I had an interaction with someone who wished she was young. She was a large content creator who lied about her age. And on Musically, mind you, I had drama with her. She literally went online and lied about her age and was hanging around young people trying to get with minors. And then literally tried to say that she wasn't a predator when she was. She was literally chasing after someone from her church that was 18, and she was close to her 30s. Or no, not 18, 17. He was 17 at the time, just turned 18. And the only reason I know is because she always told us to follow people and help out their pages that she had a crush on. And it was always the ones that she liked. Mind you, one of them was in a boy band who was underage at the time. And she liked him, and she was almost close to her 30s. Then, obviously, with another person that I supported, him too, he was underage. He was like, well, not underage. He was like 19, but she was a lot older than him, and they did date. But, it's weird. She's always been after underage people, trying to lie and say she wasn't a predator. Some got exposed on one of the T pages, and they took it right down. I don't know who did it, but I know she reached out to them and told them she wasn't one. You lied. You literally lied to Famous Birthdays. They had to change your name. They had to change her age on Famous Birthdays because she lied to Famous Birthdays. My friend went and told Famous Birthdays that she was lying about her age and provided proof from a tweet that she tweeted on Twitter about her birthday. And she always held that grudge and took it out on me and other people because she thought we were responsible when I had nothing to do with that. My friend got pissed off because we all found out she was lying about her age. I didn't care. Well, I cared. What happened was that I said, she's not lying about her age. I defended this girl. Right? I defended this girl and was like, she ain't lying about her age. She told us she's 25, she's 25. Then someone said no, like they showed me the tweets, and at that point I was like, oh. And I was pissed off because I found out she lied about her age. This dude was 17 when she liked him, and he turned 18. He said for his 18th birthday, he went and got a tattoo like every 18-year-old does. Then what happened was is she got exposed. I guess someone sent some stuff, and then she told them, and I guess they took it down. That it was very, like, I don't know what she was. She was the greatest manipulator ever. Because when I saw he turned 18, and mind you, I was like 19, 20. I wasn't much older than he was, but it was weird because I know how people are going to be like, you were following minors. Like, no, I was like 19, 20 at the time when I had Musical.ly before it turned TikTok. Like, I wasn't old. And so, you know, when she was a nice person, I was like, oh, she's telling me to support someone. Of course I'm going to go follow and support this person. Because she says, hey, support them. Give them support. So, of course I'm going to give them support, right? That's what I'm going to do. And then, so I supported these people she said to follow. And when I went to follow these people, right? I went to follow them. That's when I saw on his Insta story, he said he had just turned 18. Mind you, she went to Hillsong because she always bragged about Justin Bieber going to the church he went to when he used to go to Hillsong, saying that Justin Bieber goes to the same church I go to, because she was in LA. She went to the very same church Justin Bieber went to. And then all of the people she liked were underage, and she was closer to being 30. She was legit closer to being 30. And she got exposed on Famous Birthdays for literally lying about her age. Lying about her age, saying that she had just turned 30 and she was saying she was 25. That's like Ollie London saying he's forever 25, that he's not aging, that he identifies as 25. That's weird. These people have a horrible past and you just look past it. Like Nikita Dragon, right? Y'all seem to forget all the stuff that she done, including not wearing a mask during COVID. And Patrick Starr, you know, the person in makeup, Patrick Starr, was literally out here telling people that they didn't have to, or running with Nikita Dragon, not wearing a mask, mind you, protecting people. They were spreading COVID. They went to, like, what is it? That ranch place? It's like the restaurant everyone goes to, including celebrities and influencers. They go there. I forget what it's called. It's not Soho. There's a restaurant all the influencers go to, and they went there during COVID with no masks on. Literally, literally flaunting they didn't have to wear a mask. Oh, that's what it was. Saddle Ranch, that's what it is. They went there, and that's what it was. Nikita Dragon, the only thing she had to cover her face was a plastic mask. She had this, like, plastic mask that didn't do anything, saying that she was covering her face. That's what she said. She was literally, like, thinking that was gonna work, and people said that mask is not, you have to wear a hospital mask. Her and Patrick Starr Patrick Starr was not wearing a mask, and then when they talked to them, I believe it was Hollywood Unlocked, or who is it? It's like the ones that follow influencers around, like paparazzi, and they ask them questions even though they called the paparazzi themselves. Mind you, a lot of those influencers and celebrities call the paparazzi on themselves. There's been proof. But anyways, when they went to talk to Nikita Dragon, she put the mask on her face. Like if she was wearing it the whole time, and she wasn't. And Patrick Starr was standing alongside her with no mask. During the height of COVID, when all of these influencers went to a party that was unsanitary with no masks, hanging out with Jason Derulo because he hit #1 with Savage Love, which was due to BTS, and he didn't even thank BTS, which is why a lot of ARMY canceled him, because he threw BTS to the side. He only used them to get like a #1 hit on the charts, and then people called him out. Not only for that, they canceled him for his party because he had all of Hype House there with no mask, having a party. All of Hype House was there with no masks, no sanitization, no nothing during the height of COVID, throwing this party with Jason Derulo. And got called out. Because you want me to talk about things that have to do with me. You said I bring up old stuff that has nothing to do with me, but you want me to bring old stuff up that has to do with me, but it's old stuff. So if you're complaining about it being old, why am I going to bring up old stuff from 4 or 5 years ago? Why would I bring up stuff about me from 4 or 5 years ago? It gets tiring talking about stuff from 4 or 5 years ago because you want me to bring it up. Like, if you think new followers or new people need to know, like, this isn't Fox News. We don't need to report on everything that I've already talked about from years ago. So why do I have to keep constantly addressing something from 4 or 5 years ago when other people have moved on? So why can't you? It's like you're stuck in the past, right? I bring up this stuff because those people never held accountability. They never got held accountable for their stuff. That's why I brought it up, because did anybody hold Jason Derulo? Of course, he did get held accountable for some things, but like Nikita Dragon never got held accountable for that stuff because she's Nikita Dragon and everyone loves her so much. She's Mother Dragon. She can't do no wrong. Just like how everyone said that those twins didn't, Tony Lopez and, Andre Lopez didn't have to be held accountable for what they did. They could get away with being interested in minors, even though people make the slight jokes. They never really fully got canceled. Just like how Charlie D'Amelio spread misinformation but didn't get held accountable, and stealing people's dances without giving credit and never got held accountable. That's why people bring up stuff, because it's the fact that where was the accountability for that? It was lack of accountability. You're sitting here talking about how I don't bring up stuff from my past when literally I've talked about my situations. Whether or not I didn't address it the way you want me to, that's fine. I don't have to address it the way you want me to, because it's not to address it to make people like me. I'm not here to address things to make you feel better. I don't have to do it the way you want me to. I'm not going to sit here and address things from 4 or 5 years ago because you didn't like the way that I addressed it. I'm not going to apologize for being a racist when black people can't be racist. I'm not apologizing for anything. And if you don't like the fact that I didn't apologize, then maybe you should go and kick rocks. Block me if you don't like that I didn't apologize. Why are you still mad about something from 4 years ago? You don't like someone, block them. You are so mad that I didn't do it the way you want me to. You are not getting an apology out of me for anything. Nothing. And the times that I did apologize for things, I meant it. But back then, some stuff that you wanted me to apologize for, half of y'all didn't even apologize when you literally, look, there was people making these usernames right now calling me the R word, but yet, do you hold them accountable? No, because they're fake accounts and they don't have a large following. So you're not going to tell them anything. How about all the times that people came in my chat calling me the N word, but they're not racist? You don't go out of the way to find out who they are. You don't say anything to them. It's very hypocritical that you want me to apologize for things that why should I apologize for when it was 4 or 5 years ago and I explained my situation. If you don't like the way that I address things, then leave. Go. I'm not going to force an apology out of someone that doesn't want to apologize. I'm not going to sit there and beg someone for an apology. Please, 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 please apologize. Like, if that person doesn't apologize, I'm just going to block them and move on. Like, that's just how it works. You're expecting to get something out of someone you're not going to get. So block them. It's not that hard. You know what's the most funniest thing? I'm saying like me. I'm talking about from my standpoint. I would never beg someone to apologize saying, please, please, please. I'm not talking about you. And the funny thing about it is, some of y'all, y'all are the same people, right? Y'all are the same people that are on social media calling someone a predator, but you follow them. Do you know how many times people have called me a predator and it says follow back? Me personally, I wouldn't follow a predator, but that's just me. Me personally, I wouldn't, but clearly your morals aren't straight, because if you believe that was a predator, why does it say follow back? Oh, because you said so? You know what's funny is how you say that I'm a predator, and you say, 'cause I am. 'Cause I am? Oh, I am one 'cause you said so? What if I said you're a predator 'cause I said so? That's not how it works. 'Cause you are. Okay, what, you're going to bring up those fake photos? Are you going to bring up corn? How many grown adults watch corn? So let's not sit here and lie, please. Let's not sit here and say I'm a predator because of corn when I said I don't watch corn, and it's none of your business because I'm not going to tell you what I do in my personal time. Mind you, I'm in a car, so like, that would be dumb, right? But clearly you want to pry into people's personal business is weird. Who I sleep with, what I do, it just gives weird. It's just giving weird behavior. You don't ask people what type of corn they watch. That's kind of weird. And then you love to sit here and like talk, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I just don't understand it. All the people that engage in explicit activity are not predators because they engage in that. That doesn't make sense. Obviously, I know that's not what makes someone a predator, but that's how you make it sound. You make it sound like everyone that engages in explicit activity is a predator. No, you don't make it sound like that. Only me. It just only applies to me. It doesn't apply to anybody else to me. That is weird. How come it only applies to me but not to other people? By your logic, which I'm not going to call someone a predator for engaging in explicit activity unless it's with a minor and they know better. Otherwise, no, I'm not going to sit here and say that about other people. I could. You love throwing the word predator and groomer around so much. Like, it's so crazy that people throw the word predator around for people they don't like. Whenever they don't like someone, they resort to calling them a predator and try to fabricate proof to back up their claims. The amount of times I've seen people get called predators that weren't predators is weird. It's just weird to me. Like, it's just weird. I didn't call anyone a predator that wasn't true. What Chris Griffin girl? What Chris Griffin girl? I literally called Leslie a predator because I legit saw her nudes, which I wish I didn't see, because her accuser sent me stuff. Showed me proof that she was having interactions with him and sending him explicit photos to her, and nobody else was holding her accountable, so he asked me to in a group chat, and then got upset and almost cried because people was defending her and literally saying she never did that until they didn't believe me when they went to search up on TikTok. That's when they found out that they went to search on TikTok and they found out that she did do it because they searched it up. I had brought it to the attention on my Instagram. No one wanted to believe me because it was me until they did their own research. Mind you, it hurt her victim because he got so upset that people was defending her, and I said, I'm so sorry. Like, and I blocked those people. You don't know who was watching, and you literally hurt her victim. Then, the thing that pisses me off is that he doesn't have his account, but she has her account. So you mean to tell me that the victim loses their account for speaking out, but the predator gets to keep their account. Mind you, that's not the first time she sent people stuff. She literally, someone in Snapchat pretended to be a minor, and they got her to send some stuff too, and they showed it to me. And they said this is not the first time she's done it. And mind you, that's not the only time she's done something like that. She literally says she was in love with someone online. It's actually a TikTok that's probably still up or reposted somewhere, where she says she couldn't be in love with the person she was in love with because he was a minor and their age gap was way off. Like they were like far apart in the age gap. Who was that? I don't know who that was. Why are you telling me? Yeah, you could see people walking in. I have the green screen on. Let me face it this way. That's probably why. We're in a parking lot. Of course we're in a parking lot. I want you to believe that. Anyways, so what happened is that yeah, that's what happened. And literally there is more proof. Like, if you go on TikTok, there's so much proof about Leslie. So to say I lied on people is crazy, considering you could look up the stuff on Nova too and see that there's stuff on Nova. So anything I've said about someone, it's on TikTok. It's for you to do your own research, but you choose not to. You say that I'm lying about people, but why is there proof on TikTok? I've never once lied about anything. Like, I lied on Leslie? Okay, considering that she did actually do that. Okay. And considering that Nova did actually do that, because there's videos of him on TikTok. Okay. Davi Vanity. Did I lie on him too? We all know about Davi Vanity. Did I lie on him too? And he has like, what, 30 plus accusations? So if I lied on people, then how come there's proof on TikTok? That's what pisses me off. Is that you sit here trying to say I lied on people, but there's proof. Oh, you think I'm scared? You don't even know where my car's parked. Nice try. You don't even know what car I'm in, so. A public library? Probably by the public library. No, I'm not by a library. Nice try. Why would I be by a public library? I have phone service. I don't need to be by a library to get internet. I have service. I paid for my service. I have data. I'm not by a public library to get internet. If you think I am, I can go anywhere. So no, I'm not by the public library or a public library. We was at the library, but I'm not parked there. I didn't have a car there. Where did I have a car at the library? We was there inside the library, but I'm not by the public library. You think so? Well, how is there a picture of us in the car by the library when we're not there? Mind you, I know the person who's literally taking photos is a high schooler, and I know exactly what school they go to, because I seen them come from that school. Mind you, you know that's harassment and stalking, right? And if I was to report that to your school, because I saw them show up at the library and take videos of me without my permission, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get them kicked out of the library. And they went the other day when I was there, was trying to hide like they wasn't filming me. They tried to hide behind books like they wasn't filming me. Mind you, when we were driving, because I'm not going to say what we were doing when we were driving, I wasn't really looking. I was just looking at people walking by, the cars and stuff, and I saw them getting off of school. And it's weird that the Discord or Reddit, whoever it is sending people to take photos of me. Like, if I don't know who that person is, because I literally know who you are. Like, not as in person, but I know what school you go to because I saw you come from that school. I saw you come from that school. So if you're literally being paid to stalk and harass my family, I know who you are. They tried to be discreet and act like they wasn't filming me. The first time when they asked me for a picture, I said, sure, fine. Then they started filming me. And I saw them start filming me. Behind me, I knew they was filming me. It's not like, how discreet is that? You're not discreet when you're holding a camera up and recording me. Then another person who was probably nice said that they saw me on TikTok and they wanted a photo at the library. And I said, no, because of you, because you started filming me and I didn't trust anyone. So I said, if I allow them to take a photo, they might start filming me because people are sending people to the library to film me. That's weird. Like, you're asking minors to go film a grown adult at the library. And that's not weird? And that's not weird? You're literally admitting that you're having people stalk somebody. No, that was somewhere else. That's not by the library. I know what photo you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. No, you don't film people without their permission at a library and ask people for a photo at a library when it's supposed to be quiet. That's what's weird. The library is not for a meet and greet. I could have, not the second person that asked me for a photo, but the first people, I could have them removed from the library for good. I could have them banned for good because I could have reported them for recording me. That's not what the library is for. And if you're sending people to record someone, you don't want to lose your public library privileges, considering the fact that you're still in school. You're going to need the public library for your homework, for research, for all of that. So sending someone to harass me is weird. Sending somebody to harass people is weird. Like, you can't send somebody to film people and expect them to be okay. That's not how it works. It's weird. And the fact is, the last time they went to the library, they didn't do anything but try to hide and act like they wasn't watching me. And I know because I saw them run and hide behind the bookshelves like if they wasn't doing anything. So I told my mom, watch, because they're going to record me. I said, watch out. They're going to record me. She said, let me go tell the people at the library. And I said, oh, no, just let it go. And the only reason why they knew it was at the library is because they recognized the brick in the background. Because they probably go to that library and they recognized where it was. Because they live here, which is weird. You don't go to a library and have a meet and greet. Especially when you could possibly be thrown out. Like, I'm not there to have a meet and greet. I'm not there to meet people. I didn't say meet and greet at the library. That's so weird. And the fact that people are justifying that because, oh, you're famous. You wouldn't say the same stuff if Beyonce said she was getting filmed. Like, she got filmed and she didn't want to be filmed. And I'm not comparing myself to Beyonce, but I'm just saying. And I'm not famous, but y'all wouldn't be saying anything like that. It's just weird to me. It's just weird behavior that people will go out of their way to, like, send people to film me and then they try to act like they're not. I know what you're doing. I'm not dumb. I just play like I'm oblivious. I knew the whole time they was filming me. And I was going to secretly film them back. And I do have, and I was, but then I said no. Because first of all, I didn't know how old they was. Second of all, I wasn't going to try to cause a scene at the library and get them kicked out of the library or get them removed from the library. They need the library. They need an education. They needed that. So I was not going to do that to them. You know, I said, no, I'm not going to do it to them. I'm not. But it's so weird. And like the second person that was probably polite, I don't know if they know I have a backup or on my main. I'm sorry. Just for like my safety and purposes, I just don't feel like it's right to ask people at a library to take a photo, like a meet and greet. And I was not trying to be rude to that, but I felt bad after I said no, because those other people, I was like, I let this person take a photo, they might start filming me. That's where my thought process went. My thought process went to like, oh, it opens the floodgates for someone else to think it's okay to start filming me because I allowed them to take a photo, and the next thing you know, I turn around and I'm being filmed. Like, I'm charging my phone. I'm sitting there. I'm being quiet. I'm relaxing. I'm trying to get my phone charged. The next thing I know, I can't even be comfortable because I know someone's filming me for Reddit. And I have to just like let it happen because I literally told my brother and my mom, I said, oh, if I say something to the library, right? If I tell the library, you know, that these people are filming me, right? Then they might throw us out and say that we're causing a problem because now there's a second person that just came up and asked for my photo. And then the library's going to be like, well, I thought the library was going to say like, oh, you got all these people coming to ask you for photos. We have to ask you to leave. Like, I didn't want to get kicked out of the library. So I didn't say anything. And that's what I told my brother. But he said, you're supposed to tell the library. And he said, if I'm there and the next time I see anybody, I'm going to say something. I was like, okay. I'm too nice of a person to say anything because I don't want to get people in trouble. Because then they'll go online and say, look at what she did to us. Look at what she caused for no reason. And make it seem like I'm the bad guy. So I don't say anything. I just accept it. And why should anyone have to accept being uncomfortable in a public space where I didn't threaten anyone? I didn't cause anyone to feel uncomfortable. I was just sitting at a table charging my phone and I'm being recorded for what? I can understand if you felt unsafe like I felt unsafe and I recorded somebody because I felt unsafe. But it goes beyond like saying because I'm on social media and because I'm well known, not famous, but I'm well known, that I deserve to have my peace disturbed. Now people are outside looking for me everywhere because someone gave them the leeway to do so because they told people we was no longer at our place when we shouldn't have. Squid should have never told anybody anything. Squid should have kept her mouth shut. I didn't tell people for a reason because you put me in danger. And then you talk about how it was bad for people to send me a self-harming kit through DoorDash. But that's what you pushed out there because of what you do. Because of what you did and said, right? Because of you literally telling people I was no longer there, it puts my family at risk of being doxxed considering you come on the app talking about how you was doxxed. You don't realize how deep this goes and that anywhere we go, if someone proceeds to follow us and says, hey, let's find out where they're going to live next and start sending DoorDash to my door, that's going to be your fault. You're going to be the reason why I get doxxed again because you guys don't know how to control yourselves. And saying because I no longer live there doesn't mean you can expose someone's personal information and tell people something that puts them in danger. I don't care if nobody lives there. Would you do that to someone not knowing if they were in a DV situation, trigger warning, and they were getting away from an abusive spouse and you're on the internet telling someone they left this room trashed and then people find out where they last were and it puts them in danger? Like, you can't do stuff like that. Whether or not if somebody doesn't live there anymore, that does not give you the right to go online and then say, well, I can do it because they no longer live there. But you don't know why someone was getting away from situations. My situation is very serious. I didn't want anyone to know for the simple reason that someone threatened to throw battery acid on my face. But yeah, you wanted to tell the internet that. You don't even know the half of the threats I go through. I have to be 100% careful because me and my family are... Now you told everyone living in a car, so now people could come harass me in my car, right? And start driving by at night and start trying to terrorize me and my family because you went and told people stuff you should have never told people. Then you want to cry on the internet and play victim and say, I got dogs. Like, I don't feel safe when you literally made my family not feel safe. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you, but you didn't feel sorry for me when you put my information out there. Get out of here with those white woman tears. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you when you knew you had someone that was after you and you went and put yourself in that position. Knowing that people was going to find out where you live because I said, be careful. Do not do this. And you continued. That's on you. And then I'm somehow to blame. It's never what they did. They don't have to hold themselves accountable, right? She went out of her way to make that video in the first place. No one told her to, but it's my fault. Like if I told her to make that video. Like it is so crazy to me why I get blamed for somebody choosing to make the first video themselves. You didn't want to be seen, but now you're seen by millions of people because you got millions of views talking about me. You got 1.4 million views and then you feel unsafe. Do you think that's the only person that's going to come after you? That's not the only person. There's a lot of crazy people out there. People that love to claim that they're my supporters that are going to use me to harass you. And then I'm going to get blamed. Like people are going to be like, those are your supporters doing that. Even though my supporters work, they don't do any of that. Some of them own jobs. They don't go out of their way to harass people like people claim. You put yourself in this situation and then want to cry. You want to be like the boy who cried wolf and be like, wah, wah, wah. They're harassing me. They're threatening me. Like my supporters ain't threatening you. Know the difference. It's people that don't like me that also don't like you. And I'm not going to get blamed for something that you chose. Like I chose to be on the internet. I don't have anyone. I do have people to blame because it's the constant causing me to get doxxed because they think it's funny. Like I left the place and you knew what was going to happen. You knew that. You should have looked into my situation before you started leaking stuff. But no, you wanted to get your grubby little hands and rub them together because you thought you was going to make money and use my situation to make money and your views drastically dropped. You got 1.6 million view video and then after that your views stay steady at 1,000 talking about how people clowned you saying you fell off and that you don't get the views that you used to talking about me and you said you really didn't care. Oh, you care. You care enough because if you didn't care, then you wouldn't have addressed it. If you didn't care, then you wouldn't even have to say anything and it's just so weird. Like, it's just so weird. Like, why are you telling people you don't care, but then you addressed it? You're so mad when people tell you that you fell off because you're not mentioning me anymore because you can't. And then you host live streams sharing information on top of after people are telling you what I go through and you still think that it's okay to tell people to share information. You know, I don't like living in a car because it puts my safety in danger. I almost got rammed, like being parked somewhere, and I wasn't living out of a car that time, but I almost got rammed by a car that tried to ram into the side where my mom was sitting, and I don't know who it was. And I have to go through stuff daily like that. There's a lot of things I have to go through that is putting my family in danger. I can't sleep peacefully not knowing if someone's going to come up to the car, want to take a picture of how the car is, or put me and my family in danger. The only thing that I think about doing, and I'm not going to mention it because we all know what happens to my life when that is, but I am so sick and tired of people thinking that I should get put in danger because they think it's funny. If this was happening to you, it wouldn't be funny. To you, it's one big joke. To me, it's not a big joke. This is how I make my living. And I can't do that because I have people saying that I'm not allowed to. But yet, if I was to do this type of stuff to people, I'd be canceled because I have a large following. But because other people can do it because they don't have a large following and you don't care enough. You only care about those that have a large following. You never say that to those that have a less following being racist. You don't care enough about them. Like, that's what bothers me, is that y'all don't hold this energy for people with low followings. And you don't care enough because they don't have a large following. It's always the large followers that people care the most about. But what does being less known have to do with being racist? So you're going to say because someone is racist, it's okay because they're less known? That doesn't make any sense. Because someone is being racist, they're less known, that they can be racist? Like who? Like the fake accounts that come in my live streams calling me the N-word? That's who? Like the ones that call me the R-word and they're not disabled? But yeah, you don't say anything about those accounts, which an account did come in here and call me the R-word, but no one said anything. I just silently blocked them. And you know you saw that, but you act like you didn't see it. And yes, people did say that. You do see it. They're literally mass sharing the live stream. How do you not see it? Don't lie, because I saw it. They mass shared the live stream. That's why they make those accounts, to mass share it. Stop lying. You do see it. And it even shows when I block them. Unless it doesn't show on your end. But they mass share the live with their fake accounts. That's BS. You always happen to see the stuff I do, but you never happen to see the stuff they do. That's weird. It's giving weird energy. It's giving... You are not Stevie Wonder, and you are not Ray Charles. You can see. Now stop acting like you can't. Stop trying to be like that girl that's like, I can't see, I'm legally blind. You're not. No. You can see. Barely. Mama, I got arrested holding it down. Hold it down, mama. POP. Like, that's you. Like, come on now. Come on. Hold it down, POP. Like, it's just so crazy to me how people always have an excuse for something. Excuses, excuses, excuses. You always have an excuse for something. I didn't see them. They're not known. We don't care. We never said that, even though you just legit just said that. Like, excuses. See? Like, look. I'm not even going to block that account. I'm going to leave that account right where it is. Oh, it's not your responsibility? Okay. So if someone's being ableist, it's not your responsibility. And you know what I say to that? Big britches, you're ableist for not calling out ableism, because if you cared about disabled people, you would say that's not cool. It's your responsibility, because if not, you're inherently ableist, because you're inherently anything. And I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. We're all inherently something. For people to act like I'm not colorist, I'm not ableist, I'm not homophobic, I'm not racist, you're inherently something, unless you are actively every day fighting against the systems that are oppressing certain groups of people. If you are not constantly calling out homophobia, you, by anybody, and not picking and choosing who you want to call out, if you don't call it out for everyone, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are ableist if you're not calling it out, saying it's not your responsibility. That is being realistic. If you don't call that out, you are ableist. I'm sorry. That's how it works. It's not me just saying you're ableist. That is being realistic. You are inherently ableist if you're not calling it out, because if you cared about disabled people, you wouldn't allow someone to say that. It's not only towards me. There could be disabled people in this chat that are seeing that word. I'm being ableist. I can be internally ableist because I'm disabled. I have a learning disability, but that doesn't mean I'm ableist. I could be internally ableist, but I can't be ableist because I'm disabled. So internalized ableism is me being ableist to another disabled person. You don't know if I have a disability? I was in special ed. That's literally being ableist by saying, because I don't look disabled, I don't have a disability. You just literally responded with ableism. You see, this is the stuff I talk about. People being so dumb, being like, we don't really know if you have a disability. Why does someone have to prove they have a disability to you? Why does someone have to prove why does someone have to prove that they're disabled to you? That's ableism. I don't go to someone that doesn't look disabled and say, prove to me you're disabled. Like that one lady that told this lady to prove to her that she deserved the disabled spot. And she had the disabled sticker. That's a handicap sticker. And the lady said, I don't think you're disabled. And the girl got a cane and hobbled away. And the lady felt so embarrassed for accusing this girl of not being disabled because she didn't look it. That's the thing that I hate. Literally saying, well, we don't know if you're disabled. Why would I come on the app and say I'm disabled if I'm not? I had a learning disability. I struggled with math. I struggled in regular classes. I failed my regular classes because I wasn't in my special ed classes. I had a hard time learning. I don't have to come on this app and say something that's not true. So now all of a sudden I'm a liar? That's ableism. Again, if you were disabled, and here's the thing that I want to say. If the shoe fits, wear it. Because was I directing it towards you? Did I say that you're ableist? You're internally ableist. Like I said, you can be ableist and you could be internally ableist, because if you're allowing non-disabled people to use the R word, then you're not disabled, because you would have called it out. You would have said, hey guys, that's not okay. Where did I suggest that you were not disabled? I never said you were not disabled. You know more than half of these people in this live stream are not all disabled. Stop lying. And the ones that use disabilities as an excuse to use the R word are the same people that are not disabled, because you would know that you can use the R word because you're disabled. It's like black people reclaiming the N word. You wouldn't have to come up with an excuse to use the R word. So, what other excuse do you got? Nowhere did I mention your name, and if I'm directing it to you, I will say your username. I hate that. I'm not one of those people that doesn't tag people. I will tell you right to your face. I will literally tag you and tell you. I will mention your username and tell you. For you to assume that I said you're not disabled is crazy, considering the fact I never said that. Where did I say that to you? You're still internally ableist because you're not calling it out. You know they're not using the R word in a good term. You know that. Stop being obtuse. You're trying to find an excuse to say because you're disabled you don't have to call it out, knowing that they're not using the R word to be friendly. Let's be for real. You know that. You can see it. Obviously, I'm letting those accounts sit for a long time so you can see it. The R word is used towards disabled people to call them, basically, if you use the term slow, like if you say, oh, you're slow, like not slow like you run slow, like, oh, you're slow in the head, or you sound slow, that is literally ableism. The R word is the equivalent of that, I can't say, I could say the word, but I'm not gonna, because it'll get my live stream taken down. Because I can reclaim the word, I'm disabled. But it's literally they literally that's the equivalent. And saying like, oh, you sound slow, or like saying you move slow is not ableist. Literally calling someone slow in the sense of like a disability type slow, that is ableism. So yeah. Why are we changing to the T slur when someone just called me the R word? And I've already addressed that T slur, and even trans people said that was not transphobic. So next, you got anything else? I hate the fact that people sit here and mention stuff that has nothing to do with what people are doing right now. It's deflection. It's moving the goalpost. We're not talking about it. That's a disability, a learning disability. That's why it's called a learning disability for a reason. It's not called being dumb. It's called a learning disability. Like that's very messed up to say someone was born dumb. You're not born dumb. Your brain doesn't work as well as other people's brains work. That's like literally saying people with disabilities are dumb. They're not born with disabilities. They're born dumb. You didn't say that to Shorty Bay, who says she had a learning disability, nor would I say that to Shorty Bay. That's very messed up to say. Imagine me going to Shorty Bay and saying, you're not born disabled, you're born dumb. That's stupid. People can't help how they're born. I couldn't help that I couldn't learn in regular classes. That was not my fault. So all of a sudden I'm dumb because I was born dumb, even though I had no control over that. Just like I had no control over a lot of things, and I would have physically been disabled. Then what would you have said? When I was a baby, I was born with my hip out of place. They said it would pop back into place. I was born with my hip out of place when I was a baby, and they said it would pop back into place, thankfully. Or I would have physically been disabled. Then what would you have said? Here comes all the you can't walk straight jokes, all of that. And it's so messed up to see how people... And internalized ableism is a thing, because I watched someone be internally ableist to someone in a wheelchair while they were ableist. At the whole lean with it, rock with it. Like, it just doesn't make sense why people think it's okay to be internally ableist, because you're not helping your community. You're hurting it by doing the same things people do to you that you don't like. Why would you do it to someone else knowing that they do it to you? It's so crazy to me. Who said obesity was a disability? I'm not obese, but okay. I said I have a learning disability. Clearly, you have a hearing problem. You have a hearing problem because somebody's hard of hearing. You have a hearing problem because you can't hear what I'm telling you. Where did I say obesity was a disability? I said I have a learning disability. But okay. I don't waddle because I'm fat. Actually, my knee never recovered since I fell down. And when you get older and you fall, it's a lot harder to recover from a fall the older you get. I'm 30 and I fell on my knee when I went to vote for Kamala Harris, and my knee still hurts from where I fell. And I never went to the doctor to get it checked out. And sometimes I can't put pressure on it, or I can't kneel on it, and it's slowly healing. Like, it's slowly healing. But When it comes to not being active, which I'm going to be truthfully honest, I don't jog, run, or do active stuff except go out and walk. But if you're not really active, it's a lot harder for you to recover from things like a fall or injuries because you're not active. It's clearly going to show if you're not active. It's a lot harder for you to literally, it's a lot harder for you to recover from injuries because, that's just what happens with not being active. I want to be truthfully honest. And I tripped and fell very badly over nothing. It was a bad fall, and I caught myself and I hurt my knee. I scraped the skin off my elbow and I had like a whole scar for like a couple of days, maybe a week at least. And my knee still hurts. I never recovered. Why don't I be active? Well, first of all, one of the reasons why I don't be active is because one of the reasons why I don't run, jog, or do any of that is because I got comfortable where I lived and I didn't want to go out because, of what happened on social media. I always used to go out a lot. I used to always go out a lot when my friend was alive, and I just stopped. I just stayed inside because, first of all, I always encounter weird people. I don't feel safe when I'm out. That's one thing. And I became like a hermit. Unless I have to go out, unless it's really important, I'm forced. Otherwise, unless I really absolutely have to go get something, I'll go out. Otherwise, I'd rather be home, stay at home and be a hermit. I would rather be at home and not have to interact with people because people are shitty. People are horrible, rude, nasty, violent, vicious. People, I don't want to have to deal with anyone. Like, my life is being put in danger and jeopardized. And the only thing people have to turn around to say to me is to unalive myself. Because that's better. Which is so crazy. Even though I don't do anything. Even though I don't put people in danger like they do me. But yet it's okay for them to make statements like that. So I just literally keep to myself. Because it's not right. It's not right what I have to go through and people justifying that. I don't care how much you hate somebody. I don't care if it was my worst enemy. If it was someone like James Charles that is actually a predator, I wouldn't say that he deserves this kind of hate. I wouldn't say he deserves to be doxxed, harassed, etc. If you don't like someone, just block them. How hard is it? It's so hard for you to literally even admit that that's not right. The same thing you're doing to Joshua Block, the same thing you did to Daniel Larson, that's not getting them help. That's helping them to go to jail so you can laugh and have your content. Because that's what you want. You want to make content out of causing people's misery. Name someone I talk to on a personal level, and why would I do that? So you could get harassed? I'm in a group chat where I talk to two people that are adults, mind you, that have children and lives, and I'm not going to tell you who. So it's none of your business. I have lots of conversations with people in DMs that message me about the crazy stuff. That's how I found out about Sarah Rahr. The same person who made a threat towards me talking about she didn't care if she went to prison or she went to jail for hate criming me and literally violence towards me when I don't know who she was, and she got exposed for sharing inappropriate photos about minors and being a Trump supporter, threatening me even though I don't know who this chick is. And someone sent it to me because people send me stuff when people are talking shit about me. So I don't need to tell you who I talk to on a personal level because it's personal. Why would I say, hey, this is who I talk to and share messages and say who I'm talking to? These people don't want that out there. So why would I put that out there? That's weird of you to ask that. That's just weird. It's weird behavior. And the thing that I really think about when I think about America, the reason why America is so fucked up and why Trump is our president, because people like you make jokes and don't take things seriously. And I don't know how people take you seriously in real life when you make jokes. When I talk about things like serious things, like just recently being threatened by a white Trump supporter, and your joke is to literally quote something I said. Do you know them in person personally? We get it, okay? I said that. It's a funny thing to say, because, I said it, but it's not time to make jokes when things are serious. That's why America is not taken serious when I knew Trump was going to be elected, because you guys make everything a joke. No wonder why Trump is elected, because America is one big joke. You're one big joke. You don't take anything seriously. I'm going through a horrible situation, and I don't sit here and make slight jokes. Sometimes I do, because to get over my situation, to make myself feel better. But sitting here making jokes when someone's talking about something seriously is not funny, considering the fact I just got threatened for no reason. And I don't even know who this chick is. But it's okay for her to run all over Twitter and retweet inappropriate photos of minors and have her account on private. And someone said that I gathered her, that I ate her up because it needed to be said. And I'm tired of people being cowards, talking all their trash behind a private account and not standing by their words. You're going to run and do stuff like that and then be private, like people don't have a right to hold you accountable. And then make these jokes like everything's just one big joke. It's not a joke to me. This is my real life. I'm legit getting threatened in real life, but to you it's funny. It's a joke. Let's all make jokes and laugh. I wish I could laugh all the time. Even when I make jokes, it's not funny to me because I wish I could laugh. I'm dying on the inside. I can't even cry. I can't even complain. I can't even say anything because somehow it's always my fault when I get harassed. One of these days, someone's going to do something to me and people will sit here and celebrate that too. They wouldn't even care. They wouldn't care. That's the sad part about it. I didn't vote for Trump in 2016. I never voted for Trump. The first time that Trump ran, which I don't know, when Trump ran with Hillary, I don't even think I voted then. As a matter of fact, I didn't vote. I didn't vote at all, so there's that. I really didn't vote until Joe Biden and Trump, which when Trump ran against Joe Biden, I voted for Joe Biden. So Trump didn't get into office, so I voted Joe Biden. My first ever election I voted in was Mitt Romney and Obama, which was in college. And I got an absentee ballot because I wasn't registered at the time. It was my first time registering. And I didn't have the proper information to register. And mind you, at that time, I got influenced by my teacher, who was literally, was telling me Obama was bad, this and that. And I'm not going to lie, I did vote for Mitt Romney, and I'm not a Republican. I've never stood for Republican views. I didn't even look up any policies. I just voted because I knew that I thought, oh, if I just go vote, it's like a proud moment for me. Like, oh, I could say I just voted. Because I was 18 at the time, I didn't know much about, like, what is the process of voting, because I didn't do research. I didn't look into any of the candidates. I just knew what my teacher was sharing with the whole Operation Fast Furious. I think that's what it was called. It was Fast and Furious. And what happened is they gave the cartel a bunch of weapons that had tracking devices on them because they were trying to track the cartel and catch these people. And the tracking devices got taken off the weapons, and all of these cartel in Mexico had all these weapons that were given by Obama and his people from what he was sharing with us, because this was an economics class. And they lost all the weapons. They couldn't track it. And then there was a bunch of stuff that he was saying. Mind you, I was a huge Obama fan, right? I was so proud that Obama got into office because we've never really seen a black president. And he was the first black president. And when he called Osama bin Laden, I was like, he really means business. He really means what he says he is. And when he was in office, because he was running for a second term, remember that? Against Mitt Romney. When I was in school, that's when they aired the press conference of him saying he got Osama bin Laden. We watched that in high school. I was in high school when that happened. And for me, my teacher was sharing all of this horrible stuff on Obama. Mind you, the one thing I kept constantly seeing was Trump asking Obama for his birth certificate, and I kept saying, why is Trump asking Obama for his birth certificate? Why does he care so much back then? But mind you, I was literally brainwashed. I was brainwashed, right? I didn't think for myself back then because obviously I have a learning disability, and also because I listened to what my teacher was saying about Obama, and I was like, you know what? I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how important it really was to research and look into things before voting. I didn't do any of that, and I should have. It was my error when I first voted that I should have really thoroughly checked into the policies of people. I just started checking boxes, and I just said, because my vote was an absentee ballot, so it doesn't really count unless they really need to use my ballot to really call the presidency. And me personally, I didn't take voting seriously like I should have. Now I'm taking voting seriously because I'm older, I'm wiser. I know what it means, how important it is to vote the right people in office. Back then, mind you, like when I was an adolescent in middle school, I didn't take anything seriously either. Someone pulled a gun out on me and said, do you want me to pew you with this? I laughed in their face. I didn't take them seriously. I thought they was joking. That legit happened to me in middle school. When my teacher would get mad at me for things, when my teacher had attacked me, like when my teacher, well, not attacked me, when my teacher would tell me things, I made fun of him. I took him as a joke. He didn't like me because I would say stuff under my breath and he would say like, what did you say? Say it again. Like you're talking under your breath. I didn't take this guy seriously. I took everything as a joke because he was this guy. He was huge. He was a huge buff guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had blonde hair, blue eyes. He was Jewish. And he talked about what it was like being Jewish. And I didn't make fun of that. But this teacher had a monotone voice. He was so boring, so annoying. And I just took everything as a joke. I slept in class. Like in middle school, I would put my hood over and I would go to sleep, even though thinking I would be like, he doesn't know I'm asleep. I'm hiding. Like I can hide under my jacket and he won't. Like, of course, obviously he's gonna know. But in middle school, I never took anything seriously. Sometimes, well, not serious situations, but in some situations, like I'm the type of person when someone's yelling at me, now not so much, but back then in middle school when someone yelled at me, I laughed. I thought it was funny. I'm one of those people that laughed in situations that was not funny. But I laughed. I didn't take anything seriously back then. And when I first voted, I didn't take it seriously because I didn't know what it really meant. I just thought, hey, I'm voting for the first time because, you know, this is my first time voting and I can say I voted for my first time. Even though it was the very wrong decision because I shouldn't have voted if I didn't know the policies of anybody, if I didn't do my research. I was just going into college. I was just coming out of high school. I was dealing with my father having bipolar and not being on his medication, having to worry about what's going to happen to my family while I'm at college, if they're okay. Not that he would harm them, but I just wanted to, I was just leaving my family, living on my own in a dorm in college. Going to college like my father went to college. I'm not the first person to go to college. My mom took college classes for government assistance that she needed to take a typing class, but she never fully went to college. The only person out of my family who was the person to go to college was my dad, who went to Campbell University. I didn't take anything seriously back then, and I should have. I realize now how important it is, how our vote matters, and how it's important, and how at a young age people shouldn't take things as a joke. I did. I didn't really take life as seriously as I should. To a certain extent, I did. I was going through a lot. I went through a lot of trauma. I went through a lot back then. I went through a lot when I was younger. I went through so much that people don't even understand. There was so much, I just, sometimes, it was really bad, and I should have took stuff seriously, and that's my bad. But I never once voted for Trump. Never. And the only time I voted was when Trump ran against Joe Biden, and I voted for Joe Biden. Even though he was not the good person, I said it's either Trump or Joe Biden, and I don't want Joe Biden in office. And right now we're realizing we need to eliminate the two-party system. We need to abolish that two-party system. And for me personally, I didn't take this stuff seriously. I didn't. And I'm being truthfully honest. But one thing I never voted for was for Trump. Ever. And when Hillary Clinton and Trump, when Trump ran against Hillary Clinton, I never voted. It's been so long, actually. But yeah, I didn't vote. And my bad. Because I already knew, in my heart, I knew that Trump was going to win and that Hillary Clinton was going to lose because she was a woman. I said no one is prepared for a woman to be in office, especially one whose husband got impeached for having an affair in the Oval Office with Monica Lewinsky. You think people, after all this stuff they were saying about her in the emails and all that stuff, that people was going to vote her into office? I said no. And if I vote third party, I'm throwing my vote away because, because, first of all, I said Trump is definitely going to win. Hillary's going to lose. And me voting isn't going to make a difference because there was a large amount of people, just substantial amount of people voting against Hillary. That was my process, which is a very, very bad, very wrong process, because look at what happened now. The same people that did what I did back then allowed Trump to get into office, and that was my bad. I was like, because I thought, like other people saying, I'm not going to vote. I was like one of those people that did what other people did. Because, I saw the outcome of what it was like for Hillary. Not that I didn't think that she would be a good president, that she was right. I just thought the way that the world is, they're not ready for a woman president ever. That's just how it is. They always want white men in office, or they allow the only black person into office, which was Obama, because he was a man. If it had been a black woman running for presidency around the time that Obama was running, if it would have been a black woman instead of Obama, people would have voted against her. That's just how the world is, and it's sad. And at that time when he was running with Hillary, I should have voted Hillary, or I should have, because I'm tired of the lesser of two evils, right? And I should have better used my judgment instead of being like, well, I'm not going to vote. I don't care. Like, that's not the mentality we got to have, considering the fact that we got to take this stuff seriously. We have to take voting seriously. How else do we expect us to get equal rights for people of color or for minorities if we're not taking this seriously? And I had learned to take it seriously. Mind you, the last time I voted, which was for Joe Biden, is because I didn't want Trump in office, and also because I said Trump is not good for America. After what I seen Trump do when he ran the country, when COVID happened, and how he did the ban on Muslims, and I said the way he's treating people, minorities, the way this is, even though Joe Biden's racist in of himself, I was like, we really don't have a choice. And if I voted third party, I would have been throwing my vote away. I know for a fact third party was not going to get picked. It was either Trump or Joe Biden. And who did I pick? Joe Biden. Because why would I vote for an orange man who literally is a danger to society? So yeah, you could say I voted for Trump, but that's a lie, because when you do research, it says I'm a Democrat, even though I don't want to be a Democrat anymore. I want to be in between, because I feel like I don't agree with certain sides. I don't agree with their policies on certain sides. I don't. And we need to abolish the two-party system, because this is getting ridiculous. I'm tired of it always coming down to choosing the lesser of two evils. I'm tired. It's either you have to choose one person or the other, the lesser of two evils. And it's so annoying. So yeah, I'm being truthfully honest about my voting. I don't gotta lie. You could do research and look it up. Why do I gotta lie? Yes, who lives on Drury Lane? I'm just kidding. It's kind of boring because I'm talking about politics. And politics is boring to people because they don't take it serious. That's why. Because people take things. They don't take politics as serious as they should. Anyways, I gotta go because I got stuff I gotta do. My phone's charging. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I say I'm gonna go live later, but I don't know because I end up going to sleep or having things to do. But anyways, have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you for liking, thank you for gifting, commenting, subscribing, watching, all of that stuff. I will see you guys later. Bye guys. See you later.